The topic I chose for my extended essay was Nat Turner's Rebellion. I chose this topic because when I first started IB history, Nat Turner's Rebellion was the first topic that we had that engaged me as much as it did. I never really had an interest in history. It wasn't really my strong suit, but Nat Turner's Rebellion was the first topic that we had that really drew me in and made me want to learn more. And I think that it kind of turned history around for me. And when I first started my research process, I started by creating my research question, which I chose to focus on the effects of Nat Turner's Rebellion in the antebellum South. Um, and first, I started by understanding the conditions of the antebellum South, so that was my first point of research. And then I moved on to finding Nat Turner's motives and why the uprising happened in the first place. Um, I think that the hardest part of my research was definitely finding primary sources from that time. I wanted to find primary sources that kind of outlined how the atmosphere in the antebellum South changed, or how the atmosphere changed specifically in Southampton, Virginia, which is where Nat Turner lived and where the uprising happened. And that definitely was a lot harder to find than sources for any other aspect of the paper. And that took me a while, but I did find a couple good sources that were very useful. The hardest part of the whole research process, I would say, is analyzing the sources. There's plenty of sources out there that tell you Nat Turner's Rebellion this and Nat Turner's Rebellion did that and this happened during Nat Turner's Rebellion, but it's hard to find sources that kind of dive deeper into the conversation and that are credible. So doing that and then taking those sources and analyzing them to help fit the focus of my paper, I definitely believe was the hardest part. If I could do anything differently with my extended essay, I would probably use different sources in some aspect. I would probably have went to like a library outside of my city that probably had more sources than the ones here have. But I did find really good sources through a college in my city, and I found good sources through my mom's college. So I think that helped, but I would definitely go and look for more sources that would have been useful.